Welcome the gatherers of the Gathering Hub. I don't know what hunters of the Gathering Hub. As you know, the Monster Hunter Wilds was at the Taipei game show, and there was a English co-stream on the Monster Hunter Twitch page and on YouTube. So what I want to do is just quickly go over. I've already gone through it. And I'm just going to pinpoint some cool things about it. So this is actually cool. I like this. I'm not too sure who the Gathering Hub is. I'm assuming the Gathering Hub is like the main, like, I don't know, like the main people that do content, like for WoW, like Wowhead is for World of Warcraft. The Gathering Hub for Monster Hunter, I'm assuming. So what we can go through here is there's no English translation apparently. And what they'll talk about, I think they're just talking about the open beta test that's coming up, and Monster Hunter Wilds getting released very soon. So what we can see here, we scroll a bit forward. This is the open beta test 2 that's coming out very shortly, next week. I think it's next week or the week after. The week after. I can't complain. And this is one of the new monsters, Gypceros, I think. Gypceros. And what happens is they just go through some small gameplay here. So they're just talking to the watcher, the handler, the new handler, and this is some of the fight. I'm not sure who this monster is, but so they're using the great sword. Let's hide chat. They're using the great sword. Person looks like a little. It's a poison. So I hate poison. As you can see, the palico is poisoned. It does like a frontal. Looks like a sort of like a, not like a rocky monster. It's like a nice and leathery. I wonder if it's one of the early game monsters that we fight as well. It doesn't. The only reason why I say it's a early game monster is because it's a very. I like to say the smaller the monsters, the smaller the monsters that you fight are the early game monsters. But that's just my I'm not a master or a professional at Monster Hunter games. I'm actually very relatively new to it, so I'm assuming that this is one of the early game ones just because it's very small. There's some running. We can see our scarlet. I think they call it the scarlet. See if we can get some more gameplay here. So they did advise that because it's Monster Hunter Wilds, it's different to Worlds, where with Worlds you can only see one monster of that same type. But in Monster Hunter Wilds, Wilds is Wilds. It's a huge big zone. You can see up to 4 of the same monster in that zone, which is insane. So it means if you're hunting, just say this type of monster, and you wanna keep hunting the same monster over and over again for some parts, you can just kill this monster, get on your little mount, and go to the same monster in the zone again. So that is pretty cool. Now let's see, it's showing a little bit of the focus mode. As you can see, there's that little reticle in the middle, which means it's on focus mode, which you can aim your attacks wherever you want them to go. So for slow weapons such as greatsword, gun lance, you have like specific moves where you hit once and then you want to turn around and then hit it another way. So this is going to revolutionize Monster Hunter because it's going to be great. So I think it did a sort of like a charge block. As you can see there, we got a new stun. So when you get flashbanged, you just flop to the floor now. You don't get like dizzy or anything, you just flop. And you have some tail slams. Again, this doesn't look too hard as a monster. It's probably, this is probably like, is it Wraithian or is it Rathalos? I think it's Rathalos. I think Rathalos is the one that does poison, right? So it's probably like a Rathalos kind of monster. Ooh, and we can see the new inventory. I'm assuming this is all your quick stuff. Quick binds, maybe? No, there's no quick binds here. This looks like your inventory, yeah. Did they get the kill on this? I'm not. As you can see, the leg is a bright red. Means bright red means it's being wounded. What is this move? I've never seen this. And he just runs the weapon through him. That's sick. That's a new. That must be a new greatsword attack. That's insane. That was sick. Getting pretty weak right now. There we go. We got the focus strike. Boom. And boom again. Yeah. It's going to make slower weapons a lot more easier to play. I think they killed him? No. So, yeah, who... if you watch this, who is the Gathering Hub? Potentially these two might be the well-known English broadcasters for Monster Hunter or Capcom in general. We just try and skip through some of this stuff. I don't want to. Maybe we can listen to them. Yeah, so they're just talking about the big weapon. Is there anything else? Oh, it's okay. So this is the new shock trap. Looks pretty cool. I think it looks exactly the same. You can pick up your shock trap now.
Because obviously, as you mentioned earlier, Gypceros.
So you can drop your shock trap and pick it back up. That was cool. Alright, so he's doing the clutch claw thing. You pull something. And I think that's it. I think that's pretty much it. I'm not too sure. Can't read that language, but potentially it's calling for help, maybe. Oh yeah, so calling for help. So what we can see here is more people have joined in on the fight. We got someone with a lance in there, palico. Someone with a hammer. So this is multiplayer.
I think the team was preferring to show off the pop-up camp and how they could kind of get into a quicker spot when trying to.
What was it?
But the camp that they wanted to go to is actually destroyed already. The monsters thought ahead. You know, they've got some tactics they're following.
Nothing too much now. Just showing a light bowgun. That looks like a light bowgun. I think this is another monster that they're showing off here, which we covered before. But I think no, this is the same monster. They also, I'm not too sure what they showed here, but they're showing baby mounts. They're showing baby mounts. So this is your mount, and your mount has babies. Meaning maybe you can have more than one mount, like more than one different color mount. Yeah. So that's your mount, and it has like babies. Potentially we can get like mounts. And that was pretty much it. There was some Q&A afterwards. So a lot. Open beta very soon. Looks sick. Gypceros. I'm not too sure how to say it. And we have until February 8th, so we have like 2 weeks to go until open beta. I'll be uploading more Monster Hunter World. We are in Iceborne, heavy bowgun, and we'll also talk about like just my experience playing a ranged weapon as well. So I'll catch you on the next episode of Monster Hunter. Again, thank you for being here. Like, comment, and hopefully I can play with some of you all. It would be insanely fun to be able to. Yeah, it'd be insanely fun to be able to hunt with you guys in Wilds and World. Until then, have a good one.